Hey guys, Brett Weiss here. Welcome to another video. I really need you to help me understand something today. I'm completely confounded by this, and I am every single year at this time. So yeah, you gotta help me out. For this video, I busted out my Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern shirt. Yes, it's that serious. Guys, what I need you to help me understand is why more people don't participate in free comic book day. The key word being free. There are so many superhero fans with all the movies and the streaming shows and everything, and superheroes are so freaking famous. I mean, everybody knows who Superman and Iron Man and Batman and Spider-Man are, yet not enough people participate in free comic book day. Yes, the stores are busy. Yes, the stores will have record sales for the year on free comic book day, but still, I'm talking about just the general public needs to participate in free comic book day far more than they do. Now, my evidence is anecdotal largely. I will post each year about free comic book day on social media, and I will get very little reaction. I will tell people, hey, you should go to free comic book day. There's a comic book store a mile down the road, and you can literally walk in and get free, newly published comic books from a variety of publishers. Serious black and white stuff, colorful superhero stuff, humor books, all kinds of comic books, slice of life comics, all kinds of comics, comics for kids, comics for people looking for more mature subject matter, more serious subject matter, more cutting edge material. You can literally walk into just about any comic book store. Most comic book stores seem to participate in free comic book day. At least all the ones that I've been to are the ones that I've inquired about. In most, medium-sized or bigger cities, you'll have a comic book store within driving distance of your house, or at least it seems that way to me. Especially the larger cities, you're definitely going to have access to comic book stores. Libraries participate in free comic book day. Some municipal, places will participate in free comic book day to help, promote literacy, to help promote reading in general, and just to publishers will provide comic books to comic book stores at a drastically reduced rate for those comic book stores to then give away to their customers. And for most comic book stores that participate in free comic book day, or perhaps all, they don't require a purchase. Now, some comic book stores might limit you to 2 or 3 comics. Some that I've been to limit you to 5. But there are certain comic book stores that you go in and they say, hey, just take the ones that you think you might want to read, and you can get even more than that. I try to stick to the ones I'm just particularly interested in. If a comic book looks interesting, if I want to read it, if it's a superhero I like, or if it's an independent I've never heard of that looks interesting. If you don't know what free comic book is, free comic book day is, or you've never been to free comic book day, you are definitely missing out. Not only do these stores give away free comics, a lot of times they will have in-store sales, like they'll have deep discounts on certain things they're trying to get rid of, or just across the board discounts on different items, because they want to make money on free comic book day and promote their store, in addition to giving away free comics to help sort of promote comic book reading in general. Now, they'll also have, some stores will have characters in store, like Marvel and DC superheroes that kids can pose with or grown-ups can pose with. Personally, I've been to comic book stores like Collected Comics, run by my good buddy Brent, who will give away hot dogs and snow cones, free snow cones and hot dogs while supplies last. Usually most of the day, they'll have that with free comic book day. Pastime Collectibles, my wife and I went there one year on free comic book day. They actually had a margarita machine. So we were walking around having a nice frozen margarita while we shopped in their store, while we picked out our free comics. And yes, shopped. When I go to free comic book day, I like to promote the store. I like to buy something while I'm there, something I might be interested in, or my wife might be interested in, or maybe a gift for someone, because I like to promote these stores that are giving away comic books, just to help them pay for these comics that they get in, and just to help support them, because they're doing a really cool thing to try to promote literacy via comic books. Now, if you don't know, Free Comic Book Day was the idea of Joe Field, a comic book store owner. He had the idea back in 2001 when he saw a line wrapped around Baskin Robbins when they had free, scoop night. He thought, hey, how about Free Comic Book Day? And some publishers and other store owners and Diamond Comics distributors liked the idea. They got on it, and the very next year, 2002, Free Comic Book Day was born. And they had that the same weekend as the 2002 Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. It coincided. It wasn't really a coincidence. They had it on the weekend of the new Spider-Man movie as a great cross-promotional tool. And yeah, these, and ever since then, Free Comic Book Day, I guess it might have been interrupted during COVID perhaps, but, most years it's on the first weekend in May, and they have it to be on the same weekend as like a big blockbuster superhero movie from Marvel or DC, typically. And this year it's Thunderbolts is this weekend, and Free Comic Book Day, May the 3rd. But I just want to know why more people don't participate in this. I have a feeling if they went to Free Comic Book Day, they would return. I mean, guys, you can get Batman, Superman, Fantastic Four, X-Men, some really cool independent stuff. Marvel, DC, Archie, a bunch of publishers participate, and you can get some really cool reading material. Now, some of the comics are just a partial story because they want you to then buy, the next installment, or they want you to buy the graphic novel like it's just part of a story. But a lot of the Free Comic Book Days are full self-contained stories. So when you're going to, to pick out your comics and you only want self-contained stories, just, kind of check it out, or ask, the retailer which ones are self-contained stories, or just, look through it real quick to see that it has, a real ending without spoiling it or whatever. But yeah, you can pick out, there's funny animal books. There's all kinds of, comic stories for readers of all kinds. And when I would post these on social media about Free Comic Book Day and tell people in person, hey, you've got a comic book store 2 miles from your house. That comic book store over there? You need to go because it's Free Comic Book Day, because it's super fun. And if you guys know me, I like a bargain. I do like free. I think it's cool to get some, brand new comics to read. Most of the comic books I read nowadays are back issues or graphic novels or whatever. So it's really fun and exciting for me to get brand new stories. Now, some of the free comic books they give out are reprints, older stories that they're just legacy stories. But most of the free comics that they give out are brand new stories, and they're trying to promote a new line or new characters, or just characters that they have the license for, that they're really big on and trying to promote. And you can get, it's really fun for me just to read new comics that are coming out, checking out, what modern art looks like and what the new storytelling is like, and just what the superhero characters are up to nowadays. Yeah, continuity is not a thing as much as it used to be, but it's still cool to read these new stories and just to see what comic book storytelling is like nowadays. So yeah, for an old guy like me, it's fun to read the newer stuff because I usually read the older stuff. So yeah, guys, it just completely exasperates me that I can't get more people to check out Free Comic Book Day. You can get comics for your kids, for your neighbor's kids, comics to give out, as extras for, Halloween or Christmas, or just set them aside and have them for treats for kids or whatever. Just, if you're a teacher, have some for your classroom, whatever the case. You can go to the local library. A lot of libraries during Free Comic Book Day participate, as well as comic book shops. Libraries are obviously always trying to promote literacy, and Free Comic Book Day was founded to promote not only the comic book industry, but literacy in general. So yeah, a guy like me who has been a superhero fan for as long as I remember, a comic book fan as long as I remember, everything from the 80s black and white comics all the way to the superhero comics of the Silver Age to, and beyond. Love me some comic books. But even if you don't like comic books, check out your local comic book store for Free Comic Book Day, because it is so much fun. Again, it's Saturday, May the 3rd. Just get online, get on your Google map or whatever, and put in, comic book stores nearby, and give them a call, make sure they're participating in Free Comic Book Day, or just run by there, see what they're, sometimes they'll have events throughout the day, like they'll have local artists in, signing autographs or signing comic books or doing sketches or whatever. So, just check them out, find out what they're doing for Free Comic Book Day, and you might surprise yourself and have a great time. But anyway, let me know in the comments, if you've never been to Free Comic Book Day, why not? If you've never heard of Free Comic Book Day, let me know that too. Saturday, May 3rd. Check it out, guys. It's a ton of fun. You won't regret going. I firmly believe that. Anyway, guys, thanks for liking. Thank you for subscribing. And just thanks for being you. You're awesome. And go down and get some free comics. And while you're there, look around your shop and just, see if there's something you might want to buy for yourself, like a t-shirt or a graphic novel or something. Check out the stuff they have on sale. All right, guys, we'll talk to you in another video.